Hi, and welcome to another Secret Entourage Academy episode. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with John Lee Dumas of EntrepreneurOnFire.com, a podcast show that's actually literally on fire. So congratulations on that, John. So, there's so much to talk about, and you've been all over the news. You've been on Inc. and Time and all of these other great platforms. So people already kind of know your story, but I want to give people kind of a little bit of background before we get into Entrepreneur on Fire and the success it's had. Can you tell us a little bit about, your background in terms of kind of how you started up since your school days and what led to Entrepreneur on Fire?
Cool. Well, first and foremost, PJ, thank you for the opportunity of having me on the show to speak to you. And of course, your great audience. It really is an honor. But for me, I'm just a country boy from the state of Maine, spent the first 18 years of my life in a really small town. Went to college on an Army scholarship. So I spent 4 years as a cadet in Providence College, Rhode Island. And when I graduated in 2002, we were actually the first round of officers that were commissioned post 9/11. So we knew that we were going to have a pretty serious active duty stint. And sure enough, less than a year later, I was in Iraq, where I spent 13 months in theater for that tour of duty as a platoon leader of 4 tanks and 16 men. I did spend a total of 4 years as an active duty officer and then 8 years total with 4 in the reserves. So that was quite the growing experience. But then when I did enter the civilian world, I tried law school, PJ. I tried commercial real estate, residential real estate, corporate finance. Nothing was really clicking with me until finally at the age of 32, so just a couple of years ago, I had my aha moment. I had a light bulb experience where I realized exactly what I wanted to create. And this was the first time I ever had that experience in my life, and the path was pretty clear for me. Obviously, a ton of hard work was in that path ahead of me, but I've really had my nose to the grindstone ever since, and here we are. Entrepreneur on Fire, which is a 7-day-a-week business podcast that interviews today's most inspiring and successful entrepreneurs, shares their journey. And again, being 7 days a week means that in the last year and a half, we've published over 500 episodes.
Wow, that's incredible. But let's go to that aha moment for a second, because you have an incredible pre-story too. I mean, the whole, just being in the armed forces like that and then getting into trying all these different ventures and nothing working. What was that aha moment that really made you kind of realize this was it?
Well, great question. I mean, for me, PJ, being a commercial broker at the time, which was my last real kind of corporate job before Entrepreneur on Fire, it always had me in the car, whether I was commuting to work, to a